Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Top of the time zone. I'm Alan C. You're with Johnny J in the house, here on the Innervision FM universe. You're not going to want to miss today's podcast. Brought to you by Bonefields Foundation, Chinook Foundation, Christian Brothers Moving Company, Englewood, Colorado. Also, Richard Damiano of the Littleton Eye Clinic. Stay with us.
Oh my God.
That's who we love, and that's who we serve.
Oh my God.
Blah, 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 blah.
It's running out? Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown. I tell you, this business is on. My man is on. Check him out. This is the Godfather Soul James Brown saying stay with it and hit it.
Well, okay. Thank you very much.
Me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Okay. Okay. There we go. We are live in person and on the mark. And eventually, I don't know what day this week, because oh man, these run so quick. We had this guy that he's met like a lot of the different comedians, and he has these different stories he could tell, and he happens to live in our building, and
Hey.
we're gonna do a show with him. I was gonna put a note on the door saying, hey, what day is good for you? Here's the link, tell me, and then we'll, give me your bio and stuff like that, because he said he's a really good comedian too, because I heard him set up his stuff. And it's like he actually goes down to the comedy works and he makes money doing the stand-up kind of stuff. So
You're
anyway,
going to stay tuned for that, folks. This is going to be a lot of fun interviewing this individual. I remember, 20 years ago, maybe 25 years ago even, I went down to a stand-up comedy routine, and there was a gentleman down there. I guess he was working for one of the radio stations at the time. He was known as the hardest man. Was it hardest working man in show business? Master Steve Cooper. You remember him?
oh yeah, I remember him. Oh, by the way, we're on until about 5:30, and then so if you've got some questions you want to get in, then do that, and But yeah, I do remember that.
So I was at this Comedy Works show, and Steve Cooper was up there on stage, and I happened to be in the front row, like right there. And somehow he came up and he was messing with me and my friends at the table where we were, and he put like a big wad of bills in my face.
Oh yeah.
and I was like, and I didn't reach for him. He's like, dude, what's wrong with you? I just threw a bunch of cash in your face. You didn't even react. And I says, well, I'm blind, dude. He's like, wait, you're really blind? And I'm like, yeah, I'm really blind. And so he shoved it back in my face. And again, of course I didn't react. And the friend that I was with, she told me, she's like, dude, he had big old stacks of cash in his hand, and it was right there in your face, and you should have just reached out and just grabbed his hand and took that money.
No, he probably did this in other shows. Like, what did he want people to do? Pretty much.
That's absolutely.
Yeah, there's a Beverly Hills thing that they became a part of a corporation, so the bank guy gave him like a big office. So they were up on the whatever floor this was, and they were throwing money out each window. And I think they threw out about $25,000.
That's chump change in this day and age.
Oh yeah. Geez, so and people they were grabbing it too.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what is not chump change is the concert coming up on the 25th of April. At the Roxy Theater, put on by Innervision FM. Yours truly, Johnny J, is representing Tony Negus.
Yes. And if you go if you do now, and it's not Tony is sometimes with a Y, so it's TONI, and then NEGUS. And if you use the promo code Tony 858, you do it before Thursday, you'll get $2 off your purchase of the ticket.
Now, I got some friends that happen to not be in the city or even in the state
Oh.
of Colorado. So never fear, because we've got you covered with that as well. You
Yeah.
can still go ahead and purchase tickets. And if you purchase ticket, we will set you up with a Zoom link.
Yes,
I'm
this
sure.
time, because we're going through a transition with GoDaddy, send an email to Innervision3@msn.com. And you see how we spell Innervision. Our channel is called Innervision, but it's Innervision3@msn.com. And just say in the subject line, Tony Zoom. Tony Zoom, and I'll know that, and I'll look on, make sure you bought your ticket, and then we'll send you we'll send you the Zoom link, and there you have it. So because apparently, before I get my wife's gonna be there, she's gonna be filming, because we got this camera that can project, and then I'll transfer that and make videos. But we had it's got D'Angelo T, which you did a show with them. He was filming his movie.
Yeah.
He just called me up today to say that his cameraman, for some reason, got swayed by two of the actors to start making their own movie.
Well,
So he left this project, and I said, man, I know you guys, it was a friend of a friend, but even though you should have had a contract that says, if you get fired, if you decide to leave, you can't compete, a no compete contract for 6 months.
right.
And oh man, it's like, I just take it for the word. It's like, oh, it's a friend of a friend, but you should have a contract like that, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what Innervision teach. We teach the business of music, and that's crazy. So
Well,
things happen.
it's a messed up thing, because oftentimes friendships and other relationships like family are divided by simple things like money. I mean, and there's enough of it to make the world go around 100 million times, especially since our planetary economy is not even real anymore. I mean, it's all based in digital stuff, and of course backed by some precious metals and precious minerals and whatnot. But by gosh, man, I mean, there's enough money to make
Yeah.
it, for everybody. It's just a matter
Yeah.
of how hard do you want to work, how much do you want to invest into yourself, and and that type of thing. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know. When I did my movie, I didn't even think about like stuff like the camera guy may leave,
right.
and so, but I'm right now, I have the tools. I could write up any kind of contract, so everybody knows this is where you stand. And I guess, I was on a little bit of the naive side thinking like, oh, a friend of a friend, they're gonna finish the movie. They've been working on it for a while. And then they have the actors come and say, hey, this looks like it's going on. Let's steal this momentum, and let's go off and do our own thing.
That's right.
I mean, that sounds like that should be in a movie somewhere.
It probably is. If not,
Yeah.
maybe we ought to make it. We can
Yeah.
make a movie like that.
Yeah. Like haters will be haters.
Hey, folks,
Yeah.
leave a comment down below. What do you guys think about what we just talked about? Like, share, subscribe if you like this kind of content. We got a fun
Yeah.
show for you tonight. And figured we'd get the music stuff out of the way before we got into the meat and potatoes. Where do you want to start, Johnny?
Let's, I sort of want to, okay, let me see if I can bring this up. Let's see if I can bring this up. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit of this. This is a song I'm working on. I mean, I've worked on it, but I'll let you guys listen to a little bit. And this is part of our topic tonight.
In the shadow, secrets hide underneath the watchful light. FBI's gaze piercing through. What's the truth? What's really true? Eyes wide shut, we're in the dark. Surveillance state, leave a mark. Visors report, laid it bare. FBI secrets we must dare.
And there, you just have like a little sample. This is, I call this, my group is called Johnny J AI Crew. So
Johnny J AI Crew.
So I'm putting out pieces of, I'm getting it, copy all the stuff copyrighted and just getting my BMI stuff put there so I can, and step by step I'm putting out the song. So far we have 14, and I'm not sure when we're gonna put out the full album. Maybe it'll be like in a Christmas after I just put out these little, and then you can get it all on one CD. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about how the FBI thinks it's their privilege, their right to spy on Americans. And they've done it 2,000 some odd times. And what do you think about that? We give them, I guess when the 9/11 came, and maybe even before that, I mean, we did have like an attack on the World Trade Building. What is it? Was it in 92 or 90, in the 90s?
In 1996, I think you're referring to the Oklahoma City stuff that took place. Is that?
Yeah, where that Vic McVie blew up that building, the government building.
Yeah, it's been a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't remember the exact dates anymore.
And then you got the 9/11. We just said we just want to be safe. We'll turn our freedoms over to you just because we want to be safe. Then you have, the airline, grandma has to take off her shoes. You got to get like a Frenchie by security guards that you don't know. and you just toss it out. Just do whatever you want to do. And do you know that they're still, even at our DIA, guns are still finding guns in people's luggage, and they say, well, we just didn't know, and all kinds of silly excuses. And you're not supposed to carry a loaded gun in the airplane and all that kind of stuff. So now we're here where we gave the FBI this Pfizer. So what did they do? They get a fake dossier, and then from Hillary Clinton, and then they spy on Donald Trump. And then he said, hey, they're spying on us. And all the fake news media outlets said, oh, how do you know this? The government wouldn't do that. And then when we found out that the government would do this, instead of saying, well, we're sorry, we made that mistake, they pretend like NPR, like it never happened, and they moved on to the next one. And
it's interesting because this is probably by the time this show airs and is finished, I'm sure this will have gone through. It was delayed from Saturday, apparently on some sort of procedural vote that was supposed to take place today. So we'll find out, but I'm sure it's all but passed.
And I heard they wanted to bring it down to like 2 years instead of the 5 years. And Johnson is not as, he's kind of showing his weaknesses.
There's a lot of folks that believe that that is indeed the case, that perhaps Mike Johnson, wasn't the best possible choice as Speaker of the House. Um, I don't know. I mean,
I
it's
mean, yeah, and it's still. I mean, we've already got out McCarthy, and he was like a political hack, and but we had to put him in that position to see it more clearly. And you know, just like when that lawyer, that guy Barr got into the attorney general. I mean, and we said like we just want to obey the law with this Boston accent, the law. We just want to obey the law, and it's like, and you wanted to believe him, and then you find out that he's a political hack, and it's like, come on, you guys. And then I just saw like uh Flynn, an interview with Flynn, and how they knew that he knew where the skeletons were, so they had to, you know, screw him up. He had to sell houses to defend himself. So I mean, and then Donald Trump said, "Hey, I'm gonna pardon this guy because he was a part of the Obama and those guys, uh, you know, deep state plot." And it's almost like, I heard that Obama said, "Don't trust that guy Flynn." And Obama said, he's just getting in there. He said, okay, but he still put him in that position, and then they just went all out to trip him up with the FBI coming in saying, "Oh," because he said, "I have nothing to hide," but then they found something to make it seem like he lied or something to that effect, and it's like, oh man. So anyway, so that stuff. So this visor, I think they should put in, like you were saying, like they they wanted to put in some safeguards so they can stop all this illegal surveillance of us American people.
well, the safeguards which they put in were, I would contend, not at all for the American people, but for the Congress. So basically, if indeed the Congress gets caught up, any member of the Congress gets caught up in this net of FISA surveillance, they have to be notified, and they have to be told certain things. You can find out all this information pretty easily online and read the whole FISA document that they want to, make sure get passed for yourselves. But the idea being that this creates a protected class of individual, pretty much. I mean, they at least get the tip off. Hey, we're investigating. Your name came up. Will you cooperate? As opposed to the John or Jane Q public. We're just going about our lives, doing our things. And suddenly, if we get caught up in a net, we're caught up, and there's no recourse for us.
And you know that the Biden DOJ, they used this to spy on parents that were upset by the pornographic stuff they were putting in the schools, and saying that this was child friendly, and it was nothing but perversion. And so a lot of parents got upset, and so the FBI started going at them. But then they wouldn't wasn't it? They wouldn't admit it, even though we pointed out, hey, this is what you guys were doing with these parents who were just upset that their kids are being pushed this filth. And it's like, oh, and did you hear that there's a new company that's out, and it's one of these talk show guys. I forgot what his name is. That now they have books that are user friendly for kindergarten through junior high, where it's not all this muck in there.
Wow.
And so I forgot to say, he does a talk show on KNUS at about 10 o'clock. And it's almost like his name is at the, and he does a lot of campus work. He goes out and they go on campuses, and they bring conservative, speakers out to the campuses and stuff like that. And Candace Owens was working with them when she first started out. And then she went on to the other show, and then then she just got booted off of that show for some misunderstanding. So, but anyway, if you want to find out more, if you're really interested, put something in the comment line, and then I'll look it up. Or if you know what I'm talking about, put it down there in the subject line, because this stuff is, it's important to have our freedom. We have the freedom of speech, and we have the freedom not to be spied on by our government. And we're paying them tax money to spy on us.
That's absolutely right. It's absolutely right. Our phones are being paid for by us, and we are paying for our own tracking, our own surveillance. There's just no getting around it. I don't know. What do you folks think about that? I mean, is that the America you want for your children and for your grandchildren? I mean, sure, we want to make sure that the country is safe from criminals, but do we want to make sure the country is safe from grandma or grandpa who is maybe helping to raise their grandchild because their parents are, not in the picture? Or maybe their parents are in the picture, and the parents are going down to these school board meetings to express their dissatisfaction in a respectful and reasonable way, and suddenly they appear on a list. Is this the type of thing that you want for your future, for our country? I mean, just ask yourself whether you're Republican or Democrat. You see, because this type of power doesn't go away. I mean, it tends to stay around no matter who's in power.
Yes.
And, so you might agree with it right now, but just imagine what would happen if the other side were to get that kind of power. What would happen? Where are the safeguards which should be implemented? Well, those safeguards are already implemented. It's called the United States Constitution. So I don't know. It's a mess. We do need some prayer. God is in control of this still. So, just give it up to him.
And I keep telling people, I tell my daughters all the time, just because it's you would think it would be the other way around, but just because it's the government, don't trust everything they tell you. Fact check it, try to do some deeper research and find out what is really up, because what you may think is up may not be the factual what. And I understand these reporters, they got a mortgage to pay, they got car payments, they got dinners they want to go out, parties they want to go to. And if your boss is saying, you, like that NPR guy that blew the whistle on the NPR,
yeah,
and it was almost like as a no, he signs the checks, so you have to go by what he wants you to do, rather than being honest with reporting. There used to be a time when reporters would give you both sides of the story. That ship has left the dock.
Yeah, that ship has sailed from the harbor a long time ago.
Yeah, so now it's all depending on, and if you're in the media now, it's mostly like left wing, especially if a corporation has bought up a bunch of radio stations, it's all propaganda. And it's a shame that I wish we can get back to the mom and pop stores, pop ran media, but this is where we are. And until we get to that point where we can get in there and break up these and say, okay, you can only own 2 stations. That's it. Corporation, 2 station. Then everybody else can lower down the prices and say, okay, now the average Joe can own a station. Man, could you imagine?
Yeah, the innovation would be absolutely awesome. Folks, if this is something that you could get into and it's something that you would like to support, Innervision FM does at least support the grassroots musicians, whether they're physically disabled or financially challenged or both. You can help us out. We
Yeah,
talked a little bit about, in the beginning of the show about the latest concert that is taking place on the 25th of April.
yeah.
Hit us up at www.innervisionrecords.org,
Yes.
www.innervisionfm.com. You can find ways you can
Oh,
help us out.
yeah. ORG. Yeah. Innervisionrecords.org.
Ah,
That's the best way. Yeah. That's the way to do it. Innervisionrecords.org. Yeah, that's to be the best. That's the best way to get a hold of us. Just go to that website and email us from there, and that'll work out very well too. Yeah. And so
you still doing the fundraisers for the folks with the sweet tooth and all that stuff?
oh sweet. No, no, no. Yeah, that was the Krispy Kreme donuts.
Yeah.
And they've been sending me emails, and I said, nah. And it was kind of interesting because people love those. They love that
Yeah,
those
they are
Santa.
good. They are
Oh
good.
man. So, maybe we might get into something else like that. Because I found out that, some of the people they couldn't go out and get the donuts. So I would have to have a service to go get the donuts, then get it to them. Which I guess I could have did that. And then we only had one Krispy Kreme. I think we had two, but the
I think
main one
there's
was,
two here.
yeah, there was out in Thornton, and then was one somewhere else. So
Yeah, they're a little hard to get to, and then plus, you can't really redeem the coupons through the store. But one thing that we can do for you, we can help you out with, is keeping your home clean with environmentally friendly cleaning products through TerraClean.
TerraClean. So it's shopterraclean.com. If you use our promo code TK414, you can get you some product that's eco-friendly, and you can use it to clean many different things, and it doesn't have all that toxic smell. And after I was listening to the show this morning, it was talking about like the chemicals that they're putting. It was saying like, well, the new one they're going to put in is the blockers. And I say, those chemical blockers to stop you from becoming an adult.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm thinking like, they said like, so I got a filter on my sink, but sometimes you go to a public drinking thing and I don't know, man, it's like the carcinogens that they put in our water, from the chlorine to this and that. It's like, there has to be a better way.
There's got to be a better way. All the fluoride in the water, all the chlorine in the water.
So yeah.
Trace medications. My gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. We got a lot of stuff that's just in our water for forever chemicals.
Yeah. And
wow.
you can get a report of what's in your water. You just have to go to the water board and have them send you like a report of what's in my water in this zip code, and they'll send it to you. They have to. It's part of the legal system. Hey, well, we're gonna end this. I think Debbie Chen. I hope she's gonna. She said that she would buy 10 free tickets, so we can give those tickets out to the concert.
Hey,
and
so stay tuned.
Yeah, so we're gonna grab some tickets from her. Hopefully, she's gonna give it the 10, and probably get some to some local radio stations here and go from there. But let me let you listen to the song that will be out here in probably a couple of weeks, but it's based off of the Civilians, and I like the way they do this thing. So Johnny J, AI Crew, and you.
In the shadows, secrets hide underneath the watchful light. FBI's gaze piercing through. What's the truth? What's really true? Eyes wide shut, we're in the dark. Surveillance state, leave a mark. Visors report, laid it bare. FBI secrets we must dare. Constitution, breach lines, botch, Trump's dossier, Clinton's game, politics and power, it's all the same. All the same.